Hi guys, so the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, gave a speech a few days ago about the progress of the Brexit talks, which is interesting because Boris Johnson's government actually said that the talks were not going ahead.
Indeed, the chief negotiator, Michel Barnier, does a fantastic job. We are in very close contact on an hourly basis because the negotiations now have been intensified since 1 week ongoing. We are in a critical phase now, and it's boiling down indeed to the two topics that are the most important. That is the level playing field on one side and the fisheries on the other side. But I want to remind that there are 11 other fields of files that have to be negotiated till the very end. We're making good progress, but the two critical issues, level playing field and the fisheries, there we would like to see more progress. We are now in depth in detailing out how could we construct a system that is fair for both sides for a level playing field, which is conditio sine qua non to have for the UK a access to the single market that is quota-free and tariff-free. So the one goes hand in hand with the other. Here, the question of how do we construct the system on both sides of the channel with a dispute mechanism and with clear rules on both sides. This is crucial. This will be in the next day the field to work deep into.
So this is interesting. So she talked about a number of different things here, but I think what's happening is that the European Union are appearing to move. So she talked about a zero tariff, zero quota. This isn't something that was really talked about before. So it's interesting that this could be an olive branch to Boris Johnson. Not so much that the European Union are truly moving, but in a sense to show to the media, to show to the British public, to show to the brexiteers that the European Union are moving. Because what happens behind closed doors is usually completely different to what's happening, in front of the cameras. The language that we hear in front of the cameras is very much different to what happens behind closed doors. So Boris Johnson may have explained to the European Union, look, I'd like to have a deal. I'd like to sign up to a lot of things. I don't really care about, the UK. I don't care about the British people. I just want to have something that I can deliver. I can rush through Parliament, but I need it to appear that you have moved. You don't really have to move, but you have to at least look like you're moving, and then this will help me facilitate the deal passing through the House of Commons. And the European Union have talked about this before. They have mentioned the House of Commons on a number of occasions, which is interesting. So I think they understand that, Boris Johnson could sign up to pretty much anything. He doesn't care. He just cares about protecting himself. He doesn't care about the Brexiteers. He doesn't care about the UK's future. He cares about his own position. But he understands, and the European Union understand, that if Boris just signed up to anything and it went, it was shown to MPs in Parliament before they voted on it, many of them may rebel. The ERG are still a force to be reckoned with, even though we don't know, how many members it has. It doesn't like to give out that sort of information, even though it's funded by public money. But they are a threat to him, and he has to appear to be in some way beating the European Union. He needs to come back, with the deal, saying, "Look, I have defeated the European Union. They have, bent to my will." But what's also interesting is that Boris Johnson doesn't seem to be talking much about Brexit at the moment. Why is that? Well, I think it's because of the US election. Boris seems to be waiting and seeing who's going to be the victor next week. Now, if Donald Trump wins, it's more likely that Boris Johnson goes for no deal. So he can more or less say, look, Donald Trump is going to get me through, in a sense. And then if Joe Biden wins, then he's more likely to go for a deal, because he knows that Joe Biden will definitely not sign off on any US trade deal if Northern Ireland peace is put in jeopardy. So that's a no-no. So he definitely has to wait and see who's going to come out the victor, and then he's going to probably decide, I'll go for a deal, I'll sign up to pretty much whatever the European Union give me, or I'm going to walk and just throw the entire UK under a bus. If it's a deal, it'll probably be just throwing parts of the UK under a bus. But we've known that for a while now. So let's see what happens. I think we're going to have to wait until after sometime next week, depending on how the US election turns out. But it's looking more and more likely that Boris Johnson probably will go for a deal, because it's looking more and more likely that Joe Biden will win. Now, that's of course not guaranteed. We know the problems with polls, and we know the problems with voting in the US, especially this year. It's an unusual year, but it's not looking very good for Donald Trump at the moment. But again, I'm not going to make any predictions, because that would be not a good idea. So let's see how things turn out. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?